Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EasyTalk English. Wherever you are right now, maybe at home, on a bus, or taking a short break from work, we're really happy you're here. Before we begin, take a small breath and relax with us for a few minutes.
Yes, just relax. No pressure, no test, no difficult grammar today. We're just going to talk about one very small word.
And this word is everywhere. You hear it in movies, in YouTube videos, in daily conversations. You probably say it every day without thinking.
Exactly. You probably say this word every day, but you don't fully understand it.
That sounds mysterious. What word are we talking about?
The word is like.
Ah, like. Such a small word. Many learners think it only means enjoy. Like, I like coffee. I like music. I like weekends.
Yes, that's the first meaning everyone learns. But here's the surprise. Like is not just enjoy. It has many jobs in English.
It can compare things. It can explain ideas. It can even make your English sound softer and more natural.
And here's something important. If you master the word like, your English instantly sounds more natural. Not perfect, not advanced, just real.
That's true. Native speakers use like all the time, sometimes as a verb, sometimes as a comparison, and sometimes just in casual speaking.
But many learners feel confused. Some people overuse it and say like in every sentence. Others are afraid and avoid it completely.
Yes, I've heard learners say, I don't want to use like too much because it sounds wrong. But actually, when you use it naturally, it sounds very normal.
So today, we're going to make this small word feel simple, clear, and powerful. No complicated explanations, just real examples and real conversations.
By the end of this episode, you'll understand when like means enjoy, when it means similar, and how it appears in daily expressions.
And most importantly, you'll feel more comfortable using it in your own sentences.
Because sometimes one small word can change the feeling of your whole sentence.
Exactly. Small word, big effect.
So let's start slowly and explore the many lives of the word like. Let's start with the most common meaning of like. This is the friendly one that everyone learns first. When like is a verb, it simply means enjoy.
Yes, very simple. When you say I like coffee, you mean you enjoy coffee. When you say I like music, you mean music makes you feel good.
This structure is easy. Like plus a noun. For example, I like chocolate. I like quiet mornings. Or I like warm weather.
Notice something important here. After like, we have a thing. Coffee is a thing. Music is a thing. Weather is a thing. So we don't need ing.
Exactly. Now let's move one step forward. Sometimes we want to talk about an action, something we do. In that case, we use like plus a verb with ing.
For example, I like watching movies. I like reading at night. Or I like learning English. These are actions, so we add ing.
This is where many learners make a small mistake. They say, I like watch movies, but that doesn't sound natural.
Right. We cannot say I like watch. We must say I like watching, because watching is the action in its ing form.
So here is a very simple rule you can remember. If it's a thing, no ing. If it's an action, add ing.
Let's practice that with a few examples. I like pizza. Pizza is a thing, so no ing. But I like cooking pizza. Cooking is an action, so we add ing.
Another example. I like my job. Job is a thing, but I like working with people. Working is an action.
See how natural that feels? We use this structure all the time when talking about our habits and interests.
Let's make it more real. Alex, what do you like doing after work?
After work, I like relaxing at home and watching something light. I also like cooking simple meals because it helps me slow down.
That sounds nice. I like going for a short walk in the evening. It helps clear my mind.
See how this works in conversation? When we talk about what we like, the conversation becomes warmer and more personal.
Yes, because talking about what you like builds connection. If I say, I like coffee, maybe you say, oh, me too. Suddenly, we have something in common.
Or if you say, I like playing soccer, someone else might say, really? I like playing too. That's how small talk begins.
And this is very important for real-life English. You don't need big vocabulary to connect with people. Simple sentences like I like are powerful.
So don't underestimate this small structure. I like plus noun and I like plus verb ing are two of the most useful patterns in daily conversation.
Practice them. Talk about food you like, music you like, things you like doing. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes.
Because sometimes fluency doesn't start with advanced grammar. It starts with simple, honest sentences about what you enjoy.
Now let's move to the second big meaning of like. This one is very important, and it's different from enjoyment. Here, like means similar to.
Yes, and this is where many learners get confused because the word is the same, but the job is different.
Exactly. When we use like as a preposition, we are not talking about feelings. We are comparing two things.
For example, this weather feels like summer. You're not saying you enjoy summer, you're saying the weather is similar to summer.
That's a great example. Another one is, this place looks like a movie scene. You mean it is similar to something you see in a movie.
Notice something important. After this like, we usually put a noun. Summer, a movie scene, chocolate, my friend, these are things.
Yes, and we often use like with verbs connected to our senses. For example, look like, sound like, feel like, and taste like.
Let's try them one by one. She looks like her system. That means they are similar in appearance.
Or, you sound like you're tired. That means your voice is similar to someone who is tired.
We can also say, this sofa feels like a cloud. Of course, it's not really a cloud, but it feels very soft.
And this drink tastes like orange. It is not orange juice, but the taste is similar to orange.
Now let's compare this with like as a verb. Listen carefully to the difference. I like coffee. That means I enjoy coffee.
But this drink tastes like coffee means the drink has a similar taste to coffee. You are not talking about enjoyment. You are talking about similarity.
Here's another pair. I like this song. That means I enjoy it. But this song sounds like a movie soundtrack, means it is similar to music from a movie.
See how powerful that is? Same word, two very different meanings. One is about feelings, the other is about comparison.
Let's do one more side-by-side example. I like my job. That means I enjoy my job. But my job feels like a full-time workout, means it is similar to a workout, maybe very tiring.
When you use comparison language like this, your English becomes more descriptive. You're not just saying something is good or bad, you are painting a picture.
Yes, instead of saying it's very hot, you can say it feels like summer. That sounds more natural and more fluent.
Or instead of saying he is very calm, you could say he is like a quiet lake. That gives an image.
This is where English becomes expressive. Comparison helps people imagine what you mean.
And when you use like for comparison correctly, your English instantly sounds more advanced, even if the words are simple.
So remember the key question. Are you talking about enjoyment or similarity? If it's enjoyment, like is a verb. If it's similarity, like means similar to.
Simple idea, big difference. And once you understand this, you'll notice like everywhere in real conversations.
And that's a good sign. It means your listening skills are growing too.
Now we're going to talk about something very important if you want to sound natural. These are daily expressions with like, not grammar rules, but real-life English.
Yes, this is the part where English becomes softer and more relaxed. Native speakers use these expressions all the time.
Let's start with a very common one. I feel like. This is extremely useful in daily conversation.
When you say, I feel like, you're talking about a desire or a mood. For example, I feel like taking a break. That means you want a break.
Or, I feel like eating something sweet. That means you have the desire to eat something sweet.
Notice the pattern here. After feel like, we usually use a verb with ing. I feel like sleeping. I feel like watching a movie. I feel like going out.
This expression is very emotional. It doesn't sound strong or strict. It sounds soft and human.
Exactly. If I say, I want to rest, it's clear. But if I say, I feel like resting, It sounds more gentle.
Now let's move to another common one. It's like. This is often used when we explain something.
Yes, for example, it's like your phone is always ringing when you want to relax. You're describing a situation in a simple way.
Or, it's like I study all day, but I still forget words. This helps explain feelings or experiences.
This expression makes your English less direct and more conversational. It feels like you're thinking out loud.
Another very useful phrase is something like that. People use this when they don't want to be too exact.
For example, let's meet at 6:30 or something like that. You're not giving an exact time, just an idea.
Or, I usually wake up around 7 or something like that. It makes your speech flexible.
And this is important. Natural English is not rigid, it's flexible. People don't always speak in perfect, exact sentences.
Let's do a short mini dialogue to hear these expressions together.
Okay. Linda, how was your day?
It was okay, but I felt like taking a long nap in the afternoon. I was really tired.
I understand. It's like when you have too many small tasks and your brain feels full.
Exactly. I finished work around 5:30 or something like that, and then I just relaxed.
That sounds nice. I feel like I need that kind of evening too.
See how natural that sounds? We didn't use difficult words, but the conversation felt real.
And notice something else. These expressions add emotional nuance. They show mood, uncertainty, or personal feeling.
Yes, instead of saying, I am tired, you can say, I feel like I need a break. That shows more depth.
Instead of saying, it is stressful, you can say, it's like everything is happening at once. That paints a clearer picture.
So these small expressions with like help your English feel alive, not robotic.
And remember, you don't need to use them perfectly. Just start noticing them, then slowly try them in your own sentences.
Because natural English is not about being perfect, it's about sounding human.
And these little like expressions are a big part of that human sound.
Now, let's talk about something very real. This is the like you hear all the time in movies, YouTube videos, and daily conversation.
Yes, the spoken like. Not the verb, not the comparison. This one is more about rhythm and thinking.
Native speakers often use like as a small pause word. For example, someone might say, it was like really busy today, or I was like so tired after work. In these sentences, like doesn't change the meaning very much. It changes the feeling.
Exactly. It makes a sentence softer and more conversational. It gives a speaker a tiny moment to think.
When people speak naturally, they don't talk in perfect, clean sentences all the time. They pause, they think, they search for words.
And like is one of those small tools that helps with that thinking process. It creates rhythm.
For example, someone might say, I was like, should I go out or should I stay home? Here, I was like introduces what they were thinking.
Yes, it's almost like quoting your own thoughts. It makes storytelling feel more alive.
But here's something important. You don't need to use spoken like to sound fluent.
That's true. Some learners think they must add like everywhere to sound natural, but too much can sound messy.
If someone says, I was like really tired, it becomes distracting.
So the key is balance. A little spoken like can make your English feel relaxed. Too much can make it unclear.
If you're a beginner, it's okay to just notice it first. Listen to how native speakers use it.
Then slowly, if it feels natural, you can try it in storytelling. For example, it was like the longest day ever.
That sounds natural because it has rhythm, and rhythm is very important in spoken English.
Yes, confidence is rhythm, not perfection. It's about flow, not about speaking without mistakes.
Many learners focus too much on grammar and forget about flow, but spoken English is not a grammar test.
It's a conversation, and in conversation, small words like this help you sound more human.
So remember, spoken like is optional. It's a tool, not a rule.
Use it gently. Use it when it feels natural. And most importantly, focus on clear communication first.
Because when your rhythm feels calm, your confidence grows, and that's what really makes your English sound natural.
Okay, now let's put everything together in one real casual conversation. No explanation, just natural speaking.
Yes, and while you listen, try to notice the different types of like. Some are about enjoyment, some are comparison, and some are just spoken rhythm.
All right, let's start. Hey, Alex, how was your day?
It was good, but kind of long. I like my job, but today felt like a full workout.
Oh, wow, that sounds intense. Did it feel like that from the morning?
Yeah, from the beginning. It was like non-stop meetings all day.
I know that feeling. Sometimes I feel like taking a break after just one meeting.
Exactly. Around 3 p.m., I felt like getting coffee just to stay awake.
Did it taste like real coffee at least?
Honestly, no. It tasted like chocolate more than coffee.
That's funny. After work, I like relaxing at home and watching something easy.
Same here. I like watching simple videos or something like that. Nothing too serious.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like your brain just needs quiet time.
Exactly. And I was like, should I go out with friends or just stay home?
What did you decide?
I stayed home. I felt like I needed rest more than anything.
That sounds like a good choice.
Yeah, small day, but nice. I like days like that.
Okay, let's pause there. Did you hear how many times we used like?
So many times. But it didn't feel strange, right?
Exactly. We used like to talk about enjoyment, like I like my job. We used it to compare, like it felt like a workout.
We used feel like to talk about desire. And we used spoken like to add rhythm.
And the conversation still felt smooth and natural.
That's the magic of this small word. One small word can change the tone of a sentence.
If you say, I want coffee, it's clear. But if you say, I feel like getting coffee, it sounds softer.
If you say it was busy, it's simple. But if you say it was like nonstop meetings, it feels more expressive.
So this is your reflection moment. Think about how you use like in your own English.
Maybe you use it only for enjoyment. Maybe you avoid it completely.
Now you know it can do more, and when you use it naturally, your English instantly sounds more fluent.
Not perfect, just natural. And that's the real goal.
All right, before we finish today's episode, let's gently review what we learned. We talked about 3 main uses of the word like, and even though it's a small word, it has many jobs in English.
First, we learned like as a verb, which means enjoy. For example, I like coffee, or I like watching movies. This is the simple and friendly like that helps you talk about your interests and connect with other people.
Then we moved to like as a preposition, which means similar to. That's when we say things like, this tastes like chocolate, or it feels like summer. Here, we are not talking about enjoyment. We are comparing two things. And when you use this kind of comparison, your English suddenly sounds more descriptive and more fluent.
And finally, we explored expressions and spoken like. Phrases such as I feel like, it's like, and something like that make your English softer and more natural. We also talked about spoken like, which native speakers use to create rhythm in conversation. You don't need to use it a lot, but understanding it helps you feel more comfortable when you listen to real English.
So now it's your turn to practice a little. Ask yourself these questions. What do you like doing in your free time? And what feels like summer to you? Maybe it's warm evenings, cold drinks, or long walks outside. Try to answer in one simple sentence.
We would love to hear your sentence in the comments. Write one line using the word like. Don't worry about mistakes, just practice. And if this small word ever felt confusing to you, give this video a like so we know you're learning with us.
And of course, subscribe to EasyTalk English for more real-life English conversations like this. We'll keep things simple, clear, and natural.
Thanks for spending this time with us. Keep practicing, stay relaxed, and remember, one small word can change your whole sentence.
See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.